Hello everyone, welcome back to the Hot Girls and Hockey podcast. My name is Sarah. If you're new here, this is the show where we talk about all things hockey, the what knows, the who knows, and everything in between. And we're coming off the cusp of Olympics week Olympics weeks. And it was a very eventful end, to say the most by saying the least. And if you're living under a rock, stay under that rock, okay? There's nothing good going on out here. But I am happy that our normal, regularly scheduled NHL hockey is coming back. Same with our PWHL hockey is coming back. And in honor of the women's USA hockey team winning gold and slaying the game in every single Olympics that they have participated in since they were allowed to in 1998. A little fun fact there, if you didn't know that, they have placed in every single one. I wanted to do a player profile on a women's hockey player who is just like, she's considered one of the greatest of all time. Like, she's like considered to be like the female equivalent of Sidney Crosby. And is just like so like such a fascinating person to learn about. I want to give a disclaimer. I am American, as you can tell. A lot of these names of the teams and the places and the name of the person are French. French Canadian specifically. I'm going to do my best to pronounce her last name. I saw on her Olympic profile, like her player profile, they had like audio from all the people, of all the players, on how to pronounce their names. So I did watch that, but I just know that if I tried to replicate it syllable by syllable, I would just sound so stupid. I'm gonna try my best, but yeah, all this to say, we're doing a player profile on Marie-Philippe Poulin. I think that's how you pronounce her last name. Again, good Lord, please spare me and be kind. If I'm saying it wrong, I'm so sorry. I have so much respect for her. But yeah, no housekeeping. Really just want to just get right into this video because I don't know if you could tell, I'm not filming this during the day. I'm filming this at night, which honestly, the sign looks a lot better at night. This is really making me reconsider when I film my episodes. But we'll just see. We'll see how I like this when I'm editing it. Editing Sarah, you can put your commentary right here. But yeah, let's just get into today's episode. No Sharks Cup, but I do have a nice red blend wine and a little kind of thermos thing, that way it doesn't spill and, get everywhere. But yeah, grab a snack, grab a drink, as long as you're not listening to this and driving. But yeah, let's just get into it. Cheers. So Marie-Philippe Poulin was born on March 28th, 1991. And again, I'm American, so I am going to say this province and city, or whatever, in Canada like an American. I'm so sorry. I'm not going to attempt and make it I'm not going to embarrass myself, really. But she was born in Quebec City in Quebec, Canada. She first started out her kind of love of just being on the ice with figure skating when she was like 4 or 5 years old. And she has an older brother who she would play, lake hockey with, street hockey, and so he's the one who really inspired her to kind of switch gears and go into hockey instead at age 5. And she would just play on these like little pee-wee teams. And then when she was 16 years old, she would go and she would play some games with the Montreal Stars. They are a team in the CWHL, which does not exist anymore. We'll get into that, but it's the Canadian Women's Hockey League. She didn't play in a ton of games in these seasons. Her first one was the 07-08 season, and then she would play there, and then also 08 and 09. She wouldn't play the entire seasons, but even in these short amount of games that she was playing with the Montreal Stars, she was really showing her ability to thrive under pressure, especially at a young age, and just showing pretty much what she is made of right off the bat. And also, at the same time that she was, playing for Montreal Stars, she would go on and she would play for the Dawson Blues at Dawson College in Montreal, along with being an associate player for the Stars. So she's essentially playing for like two teams at the same time. But in 2010, that is when we finally see her collegiate debut. She went to go on and play for the Boston University, or BU's, women's ice hockey team, which is called the Boston University Terriers. And she played there in her debut season, the 2010 to the 2011 season. And again, just like at Dawson College and with the Stars, like she was just still, fucking slaying it, leading all NCAA freshmen in goals. And that first month of her BU debut, so just in that October, like the beginning of the season, she was already leading in goals of all the NCAA freshman women's hockey players. And then she would continue playing for BU until 2015, with her last few seasons having her actually be captain of the team. And in the 2015 CWHL draft, the aforementioned Canadian Women's Hockey League, she was officially selected by the Montreal Stars to play for their team. So before, she was just kind of like she would play, but she wasn't like an official, like on the roster drafted by them, obviously, because she was a minor, and now she is not, obviously. And so that's when she was officially selected by them. And then the team, shortly before her first season with them, got rebranded from the Montreal Stars to a new name. It was renamed because they decided to start like a partnership with the NHL team, the Montreal Canadiens. And so they changed their name to the I took 2 years of French, retained nothing except for how to say I don't know, je ne sais pas, but it's the les whatever how you say that, Canadiens, like the female conjugation, I guess, of Canadians, de Montreal. So yeah. That was a new team name, and so that was the team that she played with in the CWHL. And like I've said, she just only gets better with the amount of time she's on the ice and playing these games, and just really honing her skills. And at the end of her very first season with them, the 2015 and 2016 season, she actually won the very first Jana Hefford trophy, which is pretty much was the MVP trophy pretty much of the CWHL. She won the very first edition of that. She would also lead the team to win the 2017 Clarkson Cup. And she would play on this team in the CWHL until 2019. So it's the 2018 and 2019 season was her last season with them, not by choice, but because the league just kind of collapsed. That's a whole other situation. It was very abrupt, very out of nowhere, but so that would be her end of her career with the CWHL. But this obviously did not stop her or any of the other women who are playing in this league, because this actually led to the creation of the Professional Women's Hockey Players Association, or the PWHPA, in 2019. And it's not like a league, so to speak, but it's, a group of women ice hockey players advocating for other like leagues of women's ice hockey players. And so she would become captain of one of the teams, the Montreal team, in the very first PWHPA tour, and would also participate in the Elite Women's Showcase at the 2020 NHL All-Star Game, representing the PWHPA. So she's kind of acting like as an ambassador, representing the team that she was appointed captain for, and just representing the association as a whole. And she'll be doing this all leading up to the creation of the PWHL, the Professional Women's Hockey League, in 2023. If you don't want to know more about that, I do have an episode on that as well. You can go and watch or listen to it after this one. But she knew, everyone knew that she would, captain one of the teams. And sticking with the theme and the brand of being a Montreal girl, she was named captain of the Montreal Victoires, where she still plays currently. She's currently their captain on their roster. And all this to say, that is literally just her playing in these established leagues, established teams. But your girl had so much international play. It was actually kind of ridiculous. So she obviously would represent Canada or play on Canada's team for these various worlds and Olympics and stuff. And so I'm just gonna go down. I'm not gonna name every single medal, every single thing that she's won, because we would be here quite literally all day, or all night, I guess, in this case, if I read off every single accolade, every single medal she's won, tournament she's won. It's a lot, but I am going to go over just a few of them, just a few. So we got in 2008 at the IHF World's Women's, she played for Team Canada and they got silver. And then the next year in that same tournament, again, represented Canada and would get silver. In her very first Olympics, the 2010 Winter Olympics, she represented Canada and they would win gold that year. That was her very first gold medal with the Winter Olympics. In the 2010 Four Nations, she, again, Canada, and then they won that Four Nations. No medal, but they won. Leading on to 2012 in the IHF Women's Worlds, representing Canada, they won gold. In the 2014 Winter Olympics, won gold with Canada. 2018 Winter Olympics, won silver with Canada. 2022 Winter Olympics, won gold with Canada. And then obviously leads us to this year's Olympics, the 2026, where again, she was representing Canada and they won silver because Team USA won gold. Let's go fucking girls. Let's go Layla Edwards, Hillary Knight. I love you guys so much. And like I said, there's so many other worlds, championships, and just so much else that she's just fucking slayed that we quite literally would be here all day. And just now her just going over as a, player and as a person, like I mentioned at the very beginning, she is considered to be the greatest or one of the greatest women's ice hockey players of all time. There's the Sid Crosby comparisons, which they are friends. They're around the same age. They were, kind of coming up around the same time. So, they're friends and everything. She is very well known and well, renowned for her ability to play under very intense pressure. It's called like clutch playing style is like her playing style that she's known for. She's actually has a nickname, Captain Clutch, very loving nickname. Also, the captain thing of like, you're going to choose her to be captain if you're getting her on your fucking team. But also because of her clutch style playing. And aside from being a just fucking great hockey player, she is also married to one of her fellow teammates named Laura Stacy, and they have a dog together. They got married a couple years ago, I believe, but yeah, I just think that is just so cute. I know that there is like a heated rivalry-esque thing in the PWHL. I wonder if it was them or if it was another couple. Editing Sarah, when you figure that out, can you put that right there? But yeah, that is it for my player profile on Marie-Philippe Poulin. Again, please don't roast me too hard on the pronunciation of anything that I said in here. I'm a very dumb American who, like I said, took 2 years of French and only remembers how to say I don't know. I know how to say I don't know and like steak frites, because I really like steak frites. But yeah, so that is it for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's going to be a little bit of a shorter one. I've been feeling really under the weather lately. So it's been really hard to try to like get up to film. I think that's just why I'm filming at night, because I'm like, if I don't do it before bed, I'm not going to do it at all. And I don't want to not do it at all. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. I am going to do another player profile for the next episode, and it will be another women's hockey player. I'm going to do one on Hillary Knight, who was the captain of the Team USA for women's hockey this year at the Olympics, and she is just an outstanding woman, outstanding player. I'm really excited to delve deep into her, playing history and let you guys know about the amazing woman she is if you don't know who she is. But yeah, that will be the next episode. I'm going to focus on the ladies because the men are pissing me off. And if you have a problem with that, I really don't care. Because that's the beauty of it, is that I get to pick what I want to talk about, and you can choose if you want to watch or listen to it. And I think that's just the beautiful, dynamic of our relationship. But again, thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. If you're watching this on YouTube, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It does help out a lot. If you're listening to this on Spotify, please make sure to give the show a good rating. You can follow the show's Instagram page. It's at Hot Girls Learn Hockey. You can also follow the show's TikTok page, which is at HGLH Pod. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.